What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Reality Kingdom, where we put the real in reality or whatever. Period.
Period.
I'm
We're
your We're
here.
here.
It's been
Part
a
one
while,
of the
girl.
finale. It's been a week.
It's been a week. I feel like when we don't have multiple shows to cover a week, I'd be like, damn, we haven't recorded in forever. I'd be like, oh, they
Man, we've
forgot
been
about us. They're not
gone.
gonna show up. But period, y'all here.
Period, y'all here, and we're here. This was a good ass fucking episode.
I mean, this end game has been really, really good. And this one, it
Yep.
reminds me, because if you've been here all season, y'all know we have a lot of complaints. One thing about me and Pharaoh, if y'all watch our recaps, we're going to clock a show for its many faults. We will.
Period.
But, the last episode with the whole Operation Italy, and now this episode, and then we're going into the finale, like, this has been a nasty end game. Like, I'm kind of seated. At first, I wasn't, like, interested in them splitting up the 2-part finale, having 2-hour episodes back to back. I was like, I wasn't feeling that, but it was orchestrated really well. And then also, because 2 people went home in the episode, it was basically like just 2 episodes put together that wasn't 90 minutes. And once again, it kind of makes me realize, once we get to merge, we don't need 90 minutes. We don't. We don't. I promise you, everything can happen in a good, nasty 40 to 50 minutes. We do not need 90. And this episode, I think, is proof of that because it went by so well. Like, and it was so many things happening. Like, it was just really interesting. Like, for me, it wasn't like a dead moment.
Yeah, it kept your attention the entire time. And that's the issue with the hour and 30-minute episodes when we have less and less people. It's like there's times y'all are just trying to fill it with extra information. Y'all are trying to divert our attention away from this episode. I feel like they never really tried to divert us in the wrong direction, but it was still interesting. And I feel like they've been harping on that with these 90-minute episodes of, let me show y'all this entire other plan that doesn't matter. And then we'll tell you the real plan because we need that extra time. And it's like, it's fun hearing from the other players or hearing a lot of different ideas, but at the end of the day, my attention span, it's not there, baby. I'm on the TikTok era. I'm just trying to scroll, and so when I'm sitting there for 90 minutes, I get lost. I do. But hey, we're here. This was a good episode. Loved it. Loved the last episode too. I feel like last episode they actually had stuff to show. There were still some moments I'm like, you're dragging it, but for the most part there was actually something happening so they could show us something. And then this episode, it was just, an hour each, basically. So I had a good time. I'm here. Now,
yeah, I mean, the chat is in
Mother
shambles.
Down, Mother down.
Yeah.
Mother down.
We lost Genevieve, child. What I loved about the second part of this episode is Genevieve and Rachel knowing they are those girls. Because we're outside. We noticed the mother off a while back. But them also knowing it's a mother off, it really warmed my spirit. Like, I really, really wish Genevieve actually had an idol. I saw someone say Sue Idol should have went to her. I agree, mama. Like, Genevieve in top 4 would have been nasty, but I fear I knew her time was coming because when 2 icons go at each other, somebody gotta fall.
Only one queen can stay.
Ika and Netta. It happened with who else? What's 2 queens?
Rachel and Danny and BB13.
Rachel and Danny. Like when 2 mothers join together, one has to fall. Unfortunately, that was Genevieve. But my God, when I say I need to see her, Rachel, and Andy on another season, like, I really love them.
I love them. I really did. I need them on season 50. I do. All 3 of them. Especially, like, I need Andy on his own entity. Andy is amazing. I love him. Character. He brings the strategy. He plays hard. He has soft moments, hard moments, has low points, high points. Love Andy. Need Andy. But the Genevieve-Rachel rivalry, that's something that can transcend seasons.
Especially when it's being these 2 dominant, strong, strategic, gorgeous women. Like, I live for that because usually we have these 2 men rivals, or we'll have like a woman versus a man. You don't get for like a lot of woman versus woman. Like, these are 2, pillars of strategy in this game that have kind of both garnered this win equity. Like, it's so obvious that one of them are winning. And other girls are clearly mad about it. We'll get into that. But it's like, I love that they have this camaraderie and like just respect for each other. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Shout out to Theodore. Period.
Make it rain, Theodore.
He says Rachel's idol play gave me goosebumps. Ooh, that was
Period.
so cunt. I loved
It was
it.
so cunty.
Loved it.
This girl literally attended her own funeral, y'all. They were saying on Twitter that it's giving Dan's funeral, girl. It's giving Rachel Giesling. Okay, like she ate it up.
Theodore says it reminded me of Phoebe's idol speech in Australia. Jonathan the Tribe decided who was going home tonight, but I didn't know that decision. I love Phoebe. I just watched that season. That was the first season of Survivor after they rebooted it. Phoebe eats down. I wanted to hate Phoebe so bad. Couldn't. That's mother. She snatched my card. Boom. Sky Corbin says, no way we lost our mother and father of the season in the same episode. You know what? I didn't even think of it that way because I had so much fun. But yeah, we really did.
Definitely like two of the biggest characters in this season. Because like, you know, and this is why I wasn't the biggest fan of the season in the middle portion. I think it started off really strong. Pre-merge is usually really good. And then this end game has been good, but the center of it was just not good. Yeah. Like to me, like it was just all over the place. But it's really coming to a point where it's like they're gaming really, really hard, and it doesn't feel as kind of just random.
Yeah, it feels like it has a flow. Like there's a story we're watching. And I feel like we've been getting this story from these last couple of episodes leading up to, of course, Rachel winning. But I love the story we're getting. And that's something that I miss for Survivor. It just seems so random in the past couple of seasons. Even last season was interesting. It was a lot going on all the time. But what was keeping me out of it was random. It was Q turning on his two closest allies randomly. Couture was like, I'm turning on my tribe randomly. Jake was like, randomly, I want to turn on my tribe. And then this person was like, randomly, let me turn on my tribe. And it was like, okay, well, that's different. But anyway, these last couple of seasons, it's been all over the place. And I don't like that. And it's been this energy of, we just need to make a big move. And this season, I haven't gotten that. I don't think Andy's doing this just to make a big move. He just wants to play smart. You know, Rachel's playing smart low key. Genevieve's trying to play smart. And recently has been just, let me turn on my ally because it's a big move. Now it's like, let me turn on my ally because I want to make a good move, but I'm not making a good move. But I don't know. It just feels more calm. Feels like they've gotten the flow.
Definitely of the this end game. Because, of course, earlier on, we have the Genevieve move, and then we also have the Caroline move. So some of the girls are definitely still doing it.
But even those, it felt like, it didn't feel like, I guess the moves didn't feel big. That's the difference.
Yeah.
In the last couple of seasons, they actually felt like big moves, but they were stupid. This kind of felt like these are small moves and stupid. So it kind of made it slow. It felt more like OG Survivor. OG Survivor, they would make stupid moves like this, and it would feel like this. Recently in the new era, it just felt so performative, for lack of a better word. Like I don't know. And this season, to me, I haven't felt that way. I've just felt like these girls are genuinely trying to win. They're just making the wrong moves. Last season, it felt like y'all are just here to play, which is boring to me. Be here to win, not here to play. So we start the episode off with them coming back from Tribe. Caroline had went home. Sue is gagging. Let me pull them up, child. Sue was gagging. Sue was sad because her last Tuku Tribe member has went home. Of course, she voted out two of them. One of them. Just one. She just voted out one. I'll give her that. But she's sad that she's the last one left. But girl, she still has a friend in Rachel. And we'll see that flow through later on.
Period. You've got a friend in me.
Period. Genevieve, Sam, and Andy, they kind of celebrate. They made this move. They're eating it up. And then we see Teenie. Now, Teenie... I'm tired of Teenie. Sorry, y'all. Tired of Teenie. Teenie calls everybody out every sentence, and it's like, play the game. So I don't get it. But Teenie goes, she calls out Andy about the move, and I'm just like, what is this going to do? Literally. What is you bringing this to them going to do? That's what she did with Genevieve, and then trusted Genevieve again and again and again and again.
Well, this episode, she says she's not doing it anymore. Okay. They're done.
Somebody else is just gonna play in her face. Like how it seemed at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Like, girl, please. But
Isabel Clockett, imagine if she and Keshawn listened to Asia.
Uh-oh.
That's all I was thinking this episode. She did a whole monologue about how Genevieve been playing in her face all season. First of all, everybody been playing in your face all season. It's not just Genevieve. Period. But it goes way back to Asia's elimination. When she told y'all, I don't think we should be taking on Saul. We should be taking out Genevieve.
Yeah.
And what did they do? They didn't do it. And Genevieve turned right around, got out Keshawn, Also took
and
out
then played in
Saul
Teeny Face
and
all
played in
season.
Teeny Face all season.
All
You know
season.
who wouldn't have played in Teeny Face all season? Asia.
Now she might have. But because it's easy to play in
Like,
no shade, it's
it would have been
easy to play
different
in
though
Teeny Face.
because they had a friendship.
Yeah, they were allies.
Genevieve wasn't friends with her. Genevieve didn't give a damn about Teeny.
Didn't. But we move. So Teeny calls out Andy and it's like, oh, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? Are you just locked in with them now? And Andy's trying to lie, play coy. Oh, no, it's just a random decision. So we find out throughout this episode, Teeny genuinely thinks this was a random decision, which is crazy. Yeah. And I was like, oh, no, she's gonna lock in.
The clouds, child. Teeny is just down for the ride. Down for the ride. Take me anywhere.
Doo-doo. She calls over Genevieve and Sam. So now it's Genevieve, Sam, Andy, and Teeny all talking. And basically she's like, well, shit, I gotta pivot because they just ate us up.
And I like this from Teeny, and I think that is one thing I have to give Teeny 10s for, because I think they made it this far because they are good at pivoting. Like, their face gets played in a lot, but they're never like, oh, well, now I have to stay on this side. They're very quick to turn. I feel like consistently they get in the majority of the vote, even if they're not voting correctly, if that makes sense. Like, it's like they're not in danger of going home because they're surrounding themselves with people who are not taking her out, if that makes sense. Like, even though she's not fully in on the plans and things like that, she's not in danger. I think some of that could be because, she's not threatening, but also I think that they actually work in trying to build connections. Even after they get blindsided.
I agree. Very good at positioning. Extremely good at positioning. That's like, I feel like that's Teeny's like golden trait, is that they can position themselves no matter how much time they get played in their face, because they've been left out of the vote damn near every vote, no shade. So, but still in the game. So it's like, there you go. But yeah, she pulls them to the side and she's basically like, look, Rachel is the biggest threat. Y'all are right. We do need to take her out. Let's all kind of band together. And they're all having this conversation about how Rachel needs to go. We need to get her out. She doesn't have an idol. All she has is this block of vote. But if all of us vote together, da 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 da. Rachel and Sue were back at camp, and Rachel's like, something was just telling me. Let me go listen in on what's happening.
This scene was so nasty. I just feel like it keeps giving winner. Like, Rachel has been giving winner for a while, but this episode, this was Rachel's episode. This really was. Like, this is the episode that tells you Rachel is winning this game. And if she does it, if Rachel don't win this fucking game,
he'll be fine.
After Genevieve then went home, if Rachel don't win this game, when I tell you, we're never covering a Survivor season again.
The season is a chop for sure. If Rachel doesn't win this game, the season is a chop.
Literally.
Because if it wasn't Genevieve or Rachel, it shouldn't be anybody. But if anything, it should have been Andy. And it's not Andy. It's not Genevieve. So if it's not Rachel, something's wrong.
Jonathan says, Lito said that you have powers. Why did I read that in your voice?
No, literally. But no, something is wrong.
She is winning. But she is winning. Okay.
In us.
Something bad.
Yeah.
It's happening in us.
Something bad.
And just like that goat, I'm gonna stop speaking on Survivor.
Yeah. Period. Okay. Something bad. Anyways, boom. So Teeny does this whole thing. She now believes them, and Rachel's listening in. She hears all the tea. She hears that Teeny tell them that she has the block of vote. She hears that they don't know that she has an idol, and she hears that she's the main vote. So she's like, shit, I got all the information now.
And that's all she needed. And that's what's so nasty about this episode. The fact that it was still good, even though the result was kind of simple. Yep. She knew from the very beginning that they were voting her.
Yep.
And all she needed to do was play her idol. And that's exactly what happened.
Yep. Yeah. You know what's crazy?
Done so effortlessly. And then also it just exposes like basically how smart she is compared to them. Like the fact that they all piled their votes on her, not even assuming that someone this late in the game would have an idol. And it's like people are usually very worried about the idol. It was shocking that they just assume, oh, she definitely doesn't. Like realistically, how many idols have even been played?
Really? Right. What made them think they were now idols? I don't understand that. I do not get that. That made no sense. Mind you, there's two. They didn't consider either of them. They didn't consider either of them. That was very weird to me. I know Sam knew he got the one from the tribe that Rachel was on, the Gada tribe. So maybe he's like, okay, she doesn't have that one. But it's like, you didn't think there was no idol emerge?
Also, too, I was just going to say that, like, no one assumed that there was a merge idol. Like,
no one assumed there was a merge idol.
What?
Like what?
Or that someone like Sue would have gotten an idol from their original tribe.
And then they knew about the blood red idol. They literally was like, oh, is that the red paint idol? Everyone's still thinking about the red paint idol, but they didn't think Rachel had an idol. It doesn't make sense. Or Sue. It just doesn't make sense. I don't get it. What's the team?
Rachel definitely went in.
How you know?
Tyler just clocked in the chat. She's a Pisces. And I Googled, her birthday is March 8th.
Period.
That's 3 days after mine.
Period.
That's
the legend.
I need to get on Survivor and win like her.
That's the legend. She's also from Michigan, which is not a thing for Survivor. Well, I don't know if it is, but a lot of the Big Brother winners or Big Brother icons be from Michigan.
Period.
So that Michigan team.
If Rachel wins, would she be a better winner than Jam Jam? I think D is above Rachel, but I would take second for New Era.
Let's address your second comment first.
This is an interesting one because literally on the phone after this episode, I think Rachel may be the best one of the New Era. I don't know. I don't know. I think that Rachel is a very well-rounded player. That's what I said to Pharaoh earlier. Like, she has the strategy. She can win immunities. She can pivot well. She can play from the bottom. She can be in the majority. You know, this girl has been blindsided and still persevered. Yeah. I don't think that any winner has kind of went through the trials and tribulations that Rachel necessarily has. So far throughout this season. Jam Jam had a pretty nasty path, I will say. But I do think she's better than Jam Jam, and I do think she's better than D. I honestly think Jam Jam and D are pretty interchangeable a little bit, not gonna lie. I like D. I just feel like D wasn't tested that much, and so I can't really say that she could do that well in every scenario. Whereas like Jam Jam and now Rachel, they've had a lot of tests within the season that they played. So I'm that's how I feel on that.
Yeah, D is dominant, but Jonathan said it very, very great. D is dominant, but not versatile. Like,
yes,
D could be versatile, but we didn't get to really see that. D had the same game from beginning to end, and she had control from beginning to end. And it wasn't circumstantial. She definitely made sure to maintain it. But at the end of the day, they were the only tribe who stayed together. And it's as simple as that.
I can go to a Big Brother comparison because I love me some Big Brother. It's kind of like Derek versus Dan, whereas like Dan had a lot of adversity in his season and he still won. Derek had no adversity in his season and then he still won. So it's like they're both icons, but like, which do you prefer? Do you prefer someone who had adversity or do you prefer someone that dominated the whole time? I kind of prefer someone who had adversity because it, to me, proves that you can win in any scenario. Whereas if you had no adversity, that could just be because of how the season went down. However, girl, it was your season and you still won it. So I can't take that away from you.
Yeah. Now I do agree with Bousse because I personally feel like Jam Jam I would put above both Rachel and D. And this was a good comment because Bousse was like, Rachel needed 3 immunity wins and an idol and to leave the tribal advantage to kind of win the game. D ran the game down. Jam Jam was very dynamic. I do agree. I still kind of feel the same way about
D. Rachel's still up there though. Like, I want those are definitely the big three of the New Era, and there's no shade.
And ain't because Marianne is the big one. But D,
my sister Marianne.
No, it's hard. I think it's hard because all of these New Era winners have played so differently, and I'm saying all of this about all of these people we've named, but if I'm being honest, who do I think will make it furthest if they come back and play again? I would say Erica, and we haven't even brought her up. The way you play the game really does matter, and it's different every time. So it's very hard to compare because I do think Rachel is more versatile, but I do think D was more dominant. But I feel like would either of them make it farther than Erica in 50? No. Erica's probably going to make it to the final again, because of the way she plays the game. So it's like, you could go through each of the winners of this New Era and kind of give them a reason because winning Survivor, no shade to Big Brother winners. Big Brother winners are great too, but winning Survivor, you have to have something, baby. It's very hard. There's a few and far between flukes. No shade to Fabio. There's some flukes out there, but for the most part with Survivor, you have to have done something, baby.
Yeah.
And I think this New Era specifically, you had to do something because bitch, it's been all over the place in the New Era. It's been really bad. So I think they're all are. I want to see all of them play again. How about that? Notice Kenzie didn't get brought up. No shade to y'all in the chat. No shade to the Kenzie fans. Kenzie didn't get brought up for a reason. No shade. No shade. No shade.
I don't know, Kingo. I don't think using dominating against her is a fair statement. I think it's just that we're comparing her to another person, and in comparison to someone like Rachel, comparison to someone like Jam Jam, they did have adversity. And like I was just saying earlier, I just feel like adversity can show that a person can be a versatile winner, and I do feel better about someone who had more adversity because it just shows how versatile they are as a player. So it's not nothing wrong with her being so dominant. It's just that we haven't see her get tested, and a lot of people get tested within their game. And if she played again, I don't think it could happen, but I don't think she would dominate like an all-stars or winner season the way she dominated that season. And it'll be interesting to see how she works within that environment. But comparison to like Rachel and Jam Jam or like some of the other people, it's like, we know if they get in adversity in the all-star season that they can get out of it. I don't know that about Dee necessarily. In general, I will say, because some of the girls in the chat were saying that Jam Jam not that good. I'm shocked to hear that. I thought that Jam Jam was a pretty good player.
I love Jam Jam.
I felt that I agree. Carson did a lot of work, but I feel like Jam Jam, Caroline, they also did things in their own little way. I will say I can't remember too many things of like their specific games. It's so easy just to group them together. But I thought Jam Jam was a good winner by the end of it.
Yeah, I did too. I thought he was pretty good. I see why y'all would say D though, because it's so easy. No shade, but it's very easy to just say D. D's game was phenomenal. You can't really pinpoint a lot of issues about it. But a part of me, Survivor has luck in it, and this is what I'll get into with Rachel's game. We're gonna get into it, but Rachel is super fucking lucky. If Rachel didn't just get the reward at the auction, she wouldn't have no idol. She would have been gone. It was very lucky. She didn't find that idol in the island. She just got the advantage that had it in there. So it's like very, very lucky. And I think all of these winners had luck. I do think D had luck. It's like very circumstantial who you get on the tribe with, and the tribes are randomized. Yeah. Like that's just random. It's stuff like that. So girl, it's hard, but Rachel is lucky as fuck. Cause girl. But let's move forward. So Sue is looking for another idol or an advantage or something. She's like, I want to find something else because something else has to be out here. And Rachel pulls her to the side and is like, girl, chill out. I have the idol. We're good. I'm locked in.
And I thought this was going to be a cute moment where Sue was like, I have mine too. And they're like, ah! No, Sue said, I'm not telling her anything. Nope. She doesn't need to know that information.
And then, child. So we head to the immunity challenge, and what they got to do? Swim and then do a puzzle,
as per usual,
something like that. And Genevieve ends up winning the immunity. Gagged me. Not gonna lie.
I really thought Rachel was gonna get another one on their asses, but Genevieve got it, and I was so happy. Like a small part of me was just like, "Damn, I kind of wish this was regular, so Genevieve could be in the finale."
Yeah,
because we still lost her this episode, but I was so happy in that moment because I'm like, Rachel not going home, Genevieve can't go home. We're eating. The first part of the episode was so good.
No, it was an eat. It was an eat. So Genevieve got to also have a reward. She decided to take Sue and Teenie on the reward. Now,
I knew right here this may have been a huge mistake. Because why do they keep leaving Andy alone with people? Y'all should know by now, Andy cannot be alone, and he requires a lot of attention. Andy would have been the first person I chose. As a matter of fact, I would have chosen Andy and said, Jeff, I don't need anyone else. It's just going to be me and Andy. Because I got to make sure this man is straight, okay? Because I just knew he was going to flip with Rachel by the end of this episode. I'm shocked that he did it, honestly. But even like his face when she picked Sue, I was like, that's it. He already flipped. It's over. We're done.
I just felt like in this moment, like I was thinking like he can't flip. Not because he's a flipper, just because Rachel is the biggest competition for Andy at least in his mind, because in his mind, he just made a big ass move. None of these other girls is eating like that. Genevieve can go next. The only person he could really vote out is Rachel. Who's gonna vote? Sue. Like, no shade, but Sue is considered a GOAT. No shade, but Teenie's been flopping and flailing around. Like maybe Sam, but no shade. Sam ain't do nothing either. like truly. So for Andy, I just feel like in his mind, at the end of the day, it was gonna have to be Rachel. It just has to be your mother. Duh. And the other mother's immune. But really, she was immune too. That's the gag. So they go to the sanctuary, Genevieve, Teeny, and Sue, and Genevieve is basically telling them she's voting Rachel, yada yada yada. Sue has a diary when she's like, they don't know Rachel got an idol, but I do, so there's no voting Rachel.
Sue is so hilarious because she just was playing in their face all day and then got to the tribal and could barely hold her laugh in. Like she like literally.
I love to Sue this episode. Sue is hilarious. Child. So Flopney accidentally exposes that Genevieve has an idol. First of all, Genevieve doesn't have an idol.
So not only does she not have an idol, but you're exposing it.
Like what? Like everything is just so backwards with it. Teeny is like a fish out of water in this game, like literally flopping around. Like there's nothing there. And I don't think Teeny is a bad player. I actually think Teeny is pretty good. I think Teeny could make it far if they. Good. Teeny is okay. I think Teeny could make it far in a lot of Survivor seasons. The way that they play is very non-threatening, but also they're great at positioning. I feel like I just feel like who voting out Teeny? I can see myself on the idol. I'm not voting out Teeny. So many other people. So that's positive. But when it comes to awareness,
and it's shocking because they are such a big fan of the game, and they mentioned just kind of going in and kind of having these ideas for the game they wanted to play. And it's like, it's definitely not going how she expected it to go at all. I just think that, she is so non-threatening and that's good because of her natural demeanor, but you kind of have to like flip that and start having some influence and things like that. And they were never able to do that at all.
Ever. So back at the camp, it's Rachel, Sam, and Andy, her old Gata members. And she is gagging them, basically. She's like, so what made y'all go with Genevieve and basically hand her the game? I don't understand that. Like, she's basically
so funny.
She's like, I feel like Genevieve has a better chance at winning than me. I don't get why y'all would just go with her and give her the game. Look at her.
Right.
Like, she was gagging them.
So y'all gonna let her win?
I don't understand. Sam is like, this is one of the only times in Survivor I'm going to be honest. Honestly, I was just looking for someone who's going to play with me, and it didn't seem like you wanted to play with me. You wanted to play with Teeny and Sue, and for me, I was like,
bullshit. Because I remember the episode where they discussed having to like basically separate and work to get to the end together, but not be as close. She was like filling him in on the plans and things like that. He took that, ratted her out, which made her a target, and then tried to do his own thing. And then he started working fully against her with these next few episodes. It's like, that is not what happened at all. Like, you're the one who fucked up going back to Gata when you kept Andy here in the first fucking place.
Clock that T.
Fucked all of y'all up from the beginning.
Clock that T.
So it's just like, it was so crazy. And then the fact that in this moment, he's trying to have this heart-to-heart of like, and this is why I'm voting you out. And then he has a confessional saying that he's doing it. And it's like, what makes you think that this is a smart idea? No season of a reality TV show have I seen where someone told the person that they're going home and they actually go home.
Why do that?
Why would you even do that? Especially in a game like Survivor where knowledge is power. She knows y'all are voting her out. There's idols, there's advantages. You don't know what she got up in there.
Like what? I was telling Leah, I was like, I don't even know if I would feel comfortable voting Rachel at this point. Like, I feel like I would be paranoid about idols. It's top 6. If you've had one and you've kept it this long, you basically have to use it either this round or next round. Like, this is the most times idols are going to get played because if people have them the whole time, they're going to use them. I would have been considering all of my options. If I was Sam, I would have been like, shit, maybe I do need to slide over here with Rachel just in case she has something. She has her block of vote. What else does she have? Is she lying about the block of vote? Sam, have you ever seen it? Like, I don't know. Like, it just seemed like so unconcerning.
Especially too, it's like they really opened the door for any of them to get picked off, instead of it like narrowing it down. It's like, oh, y'all are all saying that you're voting me. Yep. So I have to pick of the litter. And she chose who she wanted, literally.
Mm-hmm. So Sam leaves. Rachel pulls Andy to the side and she tries to manipulate him, literally, because she knows he's a flipper.
And I thought it worked for a second. I was going to say, Andy boy.
No, for real. He was considering it. He said in environments he's considering
I was going to say, Andy. No, you don't just go with in like that. Like, please.
Mm-hmm. Now, y'all, I think this combo here is kind of like the combo they're probably having in jury. I feel like this is the combo everyone's having in their heads because Rachel is like, I think, Andy, you have an uphill battle. Lee is gone? Or am I gone? Chat, hello? Girl. Chat, girl, Rachel is like, Andy is having an uphill battle because he's not going to really win the season. She doesn't feel like he's going to win. She doesn't feel like she doesn't feel like he can win because of the way he's played. He's kind of played as a GOAT. Of course, Genevieve and her kind of had that conversation back in the day. And I feel like this is a combo the jury is having within their own minds. I feel like this is a combo Rachel is having in her own mind. I feel like this is a combo Andy is trying to figure out. Because is Andy seen as a GOAT, or is Andy seen as someone who's actually playing a justifiable game? Because when it came, Lee,
I'm back.
Because
when the connection was weird, I was like, "Oh, hold on, let me try to leave and come back."
Okay. I was like, "What happened?" But yes, because even when they had the flashes to the jury in the last tribal council, they was like, "Oh, here go Andy flipping again," and it's like, y'all don't like that, do you? But then also, I see that Andy is making a lot of these moves. So it's like, I feel like the jury's conflicted. I feel like Rachel's a little conflicted because by the end of the episode, Rachel makes a comment and she's like, Andy has made a lot of moves. Maybe I was wrong. So it's like, I think a lot of people are confused to how to take Andy's game. Are you a flipper who I don't respect, or are you actually making moves?
I don't know how they felt prior to the flip last round, but I feel like unless they're a bitter jury, the way they reacted to Andy flipping the round before, it gave positive reaction.
Did it? I thought it gave negative.
You gave negative. There was a way they reacted to him on his eviction, on his elimination too. And I was like, do they not like him that much? I can definitely see a world where they don't like him. In general, though, if he were to flip back with Rachel this round, he definitely was not winning. Because now it just looks like you can be manipulated by the last person you talk to. And it goes back to what I was saying last episode. Did he come up with Operation Italy because he thought he was at the bottom and he genuinely wanted to flip? Or did they apologize and he ate it up like candy? Because it looked like this episode when Rachel was like, oh yeah, you can't win Sex to Sam. Like that just activated something in him. And it sucks that we don't have the full information about how people feel about these people, because I can't accurately say if that was true or not. I will say though, like you just pulled off the biggest move of the season last episode. Rachel does not have the you know a good scale on how the jury is feeling. She's been in the game like you, so you really can't accurately just go based off what she's saying, because of course she's trying to stay in the game. Hopefully it was just the edit, because he does come back and basically say he's voting her out anyway. But I'm like, were you really considering that? Because it was like not off of one conversation. Like not she ate you up like that.
Yeah, I think he just considers all options, which I appreciate. But when it comes to flipping and changing your mind and all of this, you don't get respected. And I already said at the beginning of the merge,
the comments are like, they seem real better. They hated him.
And that's the thing. I don't think
maybe I like him. So I was like, oh, they like him.
Yeah, to me, I was like, they do not like this nigga, I will say. But PJ says the jury is going to be bitter. I don't think the jury is going to be bitter. I think the jury was bitter against Andy. If they were bitter about Andy, I think it's about Andy. I don't think they're going to be bitter about everybody.
If it's final three and it's Rachel and Genevieve not there, there's no way you can be that bitter. I would even say if he somehow got the final three with Rachel or Genevieve, you cannot say he does not deserve to win. I mean, that's a pretty impressive game to be able to flip back and forth and still make it to the end. But at the same time, it's all about perception. So
that game, like I guess you could call it floater, whatever you want to call it, that game is never respected ever in a million years. Cass got like chewed the fuck out because of that, and she wasn't even in the final two.
Girl, is it bad that I thought that if Cass made final two, she could have won? I was like,
this is the same thing you saying about Andy.
I was literally like,
consistent.
Wu needs to take Cass because Cass gonna win. I really wanted Cass to win that season. I did, like, really bad. Fortunately, we have two mothers, so I was like, you know, Andy, he don't gotta win it. But I'm just saying, if he makes final three, to completely shit on his game would be crazy, because he's not like someone who just sat there.
He definitely played hard, and I love the way he played his game. But I'm just thinking, even if I was in the jury, like I would have assumed Sam and Sierra dragged him to the merge. I'm not gonna lie. I would have been like, okay, Sam and Sierra dragged you to the merge. So we're at the merge. I still see him kind of struggling. He can't really find his footing at the beginning. I'm like, okay. And then finally he starts, you got kind of doing this flip-floppy thing, which would be impressive if my previous perception wasn't that you're getting convinced and dragged. So at this point, I would have been like, did you actually eat this up? Or did Genevieve, who I know is a mother, convince you to work with her? Which one is it? So I think it's just difficult to tell because perception is reality, which is why I think the jury was probably going to have a hard time in final 3 if Andy was there. I think they were going to struggle to be like, did he actually eat this up or am I confused? And I think it would have been interesting to see. I would have wanted to see that. I'm not going to lie. I need him in the final.
Definitely. I would love to see him explain his game because I think he could have gave a great speech. I think he would have went up there and spoke to the gods. And I would have been like, yes!
So boom, she has a comment with Andy. He kind of seems a little bit convinced about maybe working with her instead, because he feels like his game isn't seen as basically what she was saying, like his game isn't seen as strong as Sam. He might lose to him, which is all bullshit. I'm not sure why he was even considering this, because how would she know? But we move. So boom, after this, Sue and Rachel are talking. They're kind of discussing potentially, working with Andy and convincing him to work with her. And Sue was like, girl, Andy's lying to you. Andy's not working with you. He just went and told them everything you said, girl. Throw it out the window. You're not flipping any of them. Play your idol. Let's move forward.
Sue was so real this episode. Real. Like, she was so motherfucking real.
Very real. Loved it. So boom, after this, Andy goes to Rachel and says, look, girl, I can't vote you. I don't think I can. This was such a weird conversation, y'all.
If anyone
I was like,
knows Kyland from Big Brother
and the challenge,
eating it up, currently on tonight, actually. This conversation was so Kyland coded to me. I'm like, no, you're not gonna tell this girl that you're voting her out, but I want you to vote me in the end.
Yeah.
And it was like he was trying to dance around it and like say it but not say it, and she was like, so you're talking about the jury? Like, well, I just, I'm like, girl,
just make sure you reconsider the way that I played the game. I do think that you need to re-look back at how I was playing, because I was low-key eating it up. And according to Rachel in the diary room, this was the moment that because the whole episode, it was Sam. We're voting Sam. Andy, do you want to vote Sam with us? Let's vote Sam. Because Sam is seemingly her biggest threat.
Literally.
Other than Genevieve, who's immune. But after this conversation, she has a diary room. She's like, maybe Andy's game is a little better than I was thinking of. And then, fuck all that. I also think she's just like, girl, who the fuck is he talking to? No,
it's so funny because as soon as he had that conversation, I was like, I would vote his ass out just for this conversation. And that's exactly what she did. Ate his ass up. Like, because basically the audacity.
Yep.
To come and tell me you're voting me out and then ask for my jury vote. Now you're going home, mama. Eat it up.
And then another thing I noticed with Rachel, we see it with the next vote, how Teeny isn't a part of it. We see it with how she talked about the whole playing her shot in the dark before playing her idol. She's very analytical and she does things on purpose. Yeah. A part of me feels like the way Andy was speaking to her let her know that whoever got him out of the game, he was going to respect. The way he was talking was like, you should consider the moves I made. Yeah. You should think about the moves people make, and the moves people make, knowing I played this great game. And would you consider voting me? It's like, after that combo, I would be like, if I take Andy out, he's voting me for sure. So I feel like a part of her also felt like he would be a vote for her if I take him out. And he probably did actually play a little bit good. Like maybe he is a little competition. And then also Sam not gagging her, like she doesn't have to take out Sam. So that's what happened. No shade. We go to the tribal council.
Y'all send me.
They in the chat. they in the chat killing me. They need to stop. But they go to tribal council, and this was fucking hilarious because Rachel has a whole she's going home moment. In the new era, Jeff has been allowing people to have their moment when they know they're going home. Shan got it, I remember.
This was so nasty. What do you love about your experience here on Survivor? What?
And Rachel really took it.
They had the music and everything. Like, this was so like I played nasty. As hard as I
could. I did everything I needed to, And it was funny at the beginning because Teeny is still confused about how the last vote went. So Teeny says something along the lines of, I think last vote was an accident. And Rachel's looking around like, huh? And she's like, oh my God. Jeff, I just don't know why we're playing games. Why are we pretending Andy didn't just flip?
Yeah, it's very simple. Andy flipped. We were supposed to vote Genevieve, and that didn't happen because Andy flipped. And then they were like, I mean, if that was happening, Andy, if that's true. And he tried to be coy about it.
Yep.
And he was like, oh, did I? Yeah, I flipped.
Yeah,
that's when the jury reacted like, Because it's like, why are you trying to act like that's not what you did? Stand on him. And I feel like, would he be doing that at his end speech? Like, that may fuck him up if he don't want to own up the fact that he was flip-flopping in everybody's face.
Yep. Child. So this was a hilarious tribal, and we got to the votes. Rachel, of course, plays her idol. They're gagged.
It. And they were too gagged for my liking. Like, girl, it's Survivor. Idols get played all of the time. This is the show where Sari went home because she didn't have an advantage. What makes you think people don't have hella advantages at top 6? Like, come on, think.
I felt like in this moment they were like, this bitch the best player in the room. Like, I would have, like, if I genuinely didn't think she had an idol and I genuinely thought we were taking out the biggest threat, and then the biggest threat in my mind pulled out an idol, I would have been like, she wouldn't have.
I would have went to jury and voted her right there.
Then that's how. What's that Zach Diary room? He's already won the money. Just send me home. Why am I here? Like,
wait, and that's a gag. Teeter says, well, they got gagged because new era idols almost never work.
That's true.
Is this the first successful idol play in a while?
Maybe like the second.
There hasn't been another one this season, right?
Not this season. No successful ones this season.
That's a gag.
It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a very long while. That's true. Oh, it's like the third. Oh, okay, it's happened. But yeah, damn. But yeah, they gagged them. She gagged them. And they ended up voting Andy because he tried to play in her face. Andy went home, and then we slid into the top 5. Very iconic.
Yeah, since Julie played Austin's idol. I remember that.
Oh my god, that was gaggy.
Oh, that was gaggy. That was gaggy.
And you know what? That's why D's that girl, because D said, "Look, they want me to vote you. I'm not gonna do it.
Doing it.
Play your idol. We're gonna act dumb." And then D didn't even vote with her. She just let Julie vote alone. And then after she tried to convince that boy with the curly hair, the long hair, that she didn't even vote with D's lucky that girl.
No, we need a new era All-Stars. Like, I need to see D versus Rachel versus Shan versus Marianne versus Genevieve versus Omer versus I need them to bring their baddest bitches out. I do. Yep. Really bad. Genevieve. Ooh. They're gonna let Cassidy play the proof of the Cassidy stands.
What the fuck is Danny in season 44?
You know Danny.
Danny in season 44.
Danny was the he was kind of shorter. I can't remember. I can't remember like a
I don't know who that was, but he played the idol as well.
But let me see.
Was he that man, that alpha E man?
He was kind of alpha-y, but he was like short.
And one of them women's was like his closest ally. Okay, I remember that. Rob De Niro face, firefighter. Okay, yeah. I don't remember him successfully playing the idol though. He clearly didn't gag me, no shade. So anyways, Andy went home. Now it's the top 5. Usually this would be the final, the finale, but I guess it's a 2-part finale. So here we are, and it's top 5. This was a cute top 5. The top 4, I'm not gagging. But the top 5 because Genevieve and Rachel are in it. I'm here.
If they took out Sam and Genevieve made top 4, one, I would have been gagged because Rachel and Genevieve in the finale at the top 4, about to win the game. But also, all women top 4, or all non-man top 4. You know, something. You know, it would have been good.
I would have fucked with it. Dang, Lee. So Rachel is the only POC left. It's been a while in these Survivor seasons. In the Survivor season, it's been a lot of POC at the end of the game. But after Andy left, it's just Rachel. She's battling it out. She will win.
My queen.
She will eat up. She will eat it up. But honestly, these Survivor seasons, it's either been a minority or a woman. Anyways, because Rachel, Kenzie, Jam, D, Erica, and Marianne. It's only been women and minorities. That's crazy.
Yeah, literally. I mean, if you
women and gay people, there hasn't even been a what the fuck?
Yeah, overall, especially if you watch Amazing Race, Survivor, and Big Brother.
Oh, Gabler.
The amount of BIPOC LGBT representation that have played and actually won is insane. Yeah. Like, ever since they opened the door since that BIPOC rule, it's been nothing but BIPOC winning. Yep. And I'm living for it. Is Gabler not the only some people say he is a POC. But I think Gabler is the only non-POC since 2021 when they opened the rule.
Yep.
That's one. Amazing Race. I mean, not counting Amazing Race, but specifically between Survivor and Big Brother for sure. Yeah. So that's nasty. I'm here for it because also it just shows that a lot of these players, they wouldn't have been able to succeed because they didn't have the opportunity to. There wasn't enough people in the cast that they could vibe with. So it just I love seeing more openness in the game. Like anybody can win. Like even in the top, even in this top 5, it's like Sam can still win. If we take out 2 mothers, but he can still win it. And it's like he had to work to get there. I feel like winning is not based off of like who you're friends with anymore. It's about actual work.
Yep, I agree. Gabler is allegedly half Arab.
Period. All POC. That's nasty.
So just to say all POC, we'll consider it. We'll call it. So boom, they go back to camp after the vote. It's the final 5. Of course, Rachel gagged them, and they're all kind of asking her, where'd she get her idol? Where'd she get her idol? She tells them, and then she's like, Genevieve, tell me where you got yours. Genevieve lies. She eats it up. Nobody really questions it. We move forward. This is where we get the mother off. Rachel has a diary room, and she's like, ever since we intermarried, I knew who mother was. And it was me or Genevieve. Genevieve kind of has the same diary room. And she's like, look, it's Genevieve versus Rachel. And that's on period. So they eat that up. No,
that was nasty. This was a mother off. And the other 3 girlies were mad. They were mad as fuck. Like, y'all can't get mad. And they was like, I don't like how they just walked off. And, we're here.
Oh, man.
Here doing what?
Please.
Here doing what?
Literally, Rachel and Genevieve go off because they're looking for idols. They're wondering if there's an advantage out there. They're doing something. And then the other 3 are sitting back at the camp complaining about the fact that they recognize that they're the biggest 2 competitors. They're like, that's just offensive. Like, they're just saying, would I in front of 3 people's face just say that it's either me or you who's going to win? No, I get it. They shouldn't be saying that. But the truth will set you free. And it'll piss you off.
Period. And that's exactly what happened in that moment. They were pissed off. Now y'all need to fly free. Okay.
Oh, dang. Kenzie is white. Girl.
Kenzie was a redhead. Red hair representation. Period.
Truly, Kenzie is forgettable. Damn, I like her. I need to really stop saying that.
You need to stop playing in my sister face.
No, it's true. I literally forgot. Genuinely.
But even then, all women, like women, POC, regardless.
Minority groups.
It's groups that were not winning now.
Marginalized groups.
Period.
And then Gabler was a veteran. Even if he wasn't Arab. Marginalized groups. We'll give him time.
Oh, and Kenzie queer. Yeah, period.
That too. Period. So anyways, Rachel and Genevieve know that they're mother offing. The other girls know they're mother offing too, and they're mad about it. And that's where we move, honestly. Literally. So they kind of all come to this vague agreement that they need to vote off one of the other. Clearly, it's going to be the one that doesn't win immunity. So that's
and it's like I don't know, Jeff. When a twist. Okay, this should have been double immunity. Okay, because you would have pissed me off. Like, oh my god,
double immunity is actually insane.
And top 5 would have been nasty,
but I needed it truly. But anyway, so we go to the immunity challenge. They got to swim and stack something. Same shit, and that's what they do. It was literally no shade. Genevieve versus Rachel. I hate to say it, but it was a clear representation of what was happening back at camp. Yep. They know their mothers. They're mothering it out, and y'all are mad about it. Losing. And that's what was happening. Like, it was losers. It was literally Genevieve and Rachel. It was either Genevieve or Rachel who were going to win this immunity. Sue, Teenie, and Sam were out of it. They were nowhere to be found. They were in the background, as they have been background characters to Genevieve and Rachel's story. And no shade, but the truth will set you free. If Rachel doesn't win, I'm going to be mad. Dead ass. Because all y'all complaining instead of playing the game, it pisses me off. Truly. Go play the game. Find an idol. Something. Figure something out. I don't know. So Rachel wins the immunity and they head back to the camp. Back at the camp, we see Sam. He talks to Teenie. And basically in his heart, he's like, Rachel is immune. They think Genevieve has an idol. I could go home. So I need to clear up them lies, them allegations. So he tells Teenie, he's like, Teenie, Genevieve's idol is fake.
And Teenie's whole world collapses.
Girl, cue the theme song to It's Been Genevieve All Along.
It's been Genevieve all along. It's been Genevieve all along. Dun, dun, who's been voting out all your friends? It's been Genevieve all along.
But anyways, it's been Genevieve all along. Teenie's just now realizing this.
Girl.
Like she's played right in Teenie's face. It was not a secret.
It really wasn't secretive, mama. Like,
it's as if Agatha pulled out a wand right in front of Wanda and whisked it right in front of her face, and then later on Wanda was like, "Oh, it was Agatha this whole time." Like, girl, please. Genevieve literally played in your face, pulled you to the side, and was like, "Yeah, I just played in your face. What's up?" And Tini was like, "Oh, it's okay." Like, girl,
and now she want to realize that I found the 5.
Like, what? Are you silly?
And didn't even put a vote on her.
And then also, no shade. I still don't like how easily she believes everything. She easily believed Genevieve had an idol, and now she easily believes she didn't. Sam could have lied. Sam could have lied. You don't know that. Like they said at Tribal, Tini was like, I mean, Sam and Genevieve could just be lying so that way they could get the votes. I mean, it's like, that's true. So why did you seem so easily to believe this? I don't know. I just don't get the way Tini thinks sometimes. But she goes to Genevieve and she asks Genevieve, is the idol fake? And Genevieve says, yes, the idol's fake. But it's
I was shocked when she admitted it, girl. I would lie.
She had to. There's a point in the game where you have to be honest. But also, imagine the world where Genevieve was lying. And it was real, and she lied and said it was fake, and then Tini voted her, and then she idled her out of the game. Like, really, I don't know. I just feel like she could have got played again, but luckily she wasn't this time. And then I also don't get, why do you have to call everybody out about everything? She's so fact-checking. Yeah. Fact-checking doesn't do anything. What now?
I mean, she got the answer she wanted, I guess.
But like, now what? like now what? Run the vote, do something. But we move. So we go to Tribal Council and they start talking. This was a good one because Rachel, she starts mentioning the fact that this idol could be real. Sam and Genevieve could be playing us. We don't really know. Jeff is like, Sam, Tini said earlier that she got info from you. Well, she thinks she got info from you. What does that mean? What does she mean by that? And Sam was like, well, if you want info out there, tell Tini. And I feel like this hit Tini a little bit because Tini kind of got defensive.
Yeah.
Was like, well, yeah, I mean, I that is true. You can ask any of my friends back at home. If we go back at home, of course, you know, if I get information, like, yeah, I'm telling. But what I will say is, you know, I don't know what's happening in this game. And whatever happens tonight will either lead me to the win or it'll put me in a bad position, but I don't know what that is. And Jeff was like, what? Jeff was confused.
Oh, you have to make a move, and it's going to be either good or bad for you.
And this is my thing. Tribal Council is the way to speak to the jury. Mm-hmm. Nothing Tini says would make me want to vote for them. Yeah. Tini is admittedly not knowing anything that's going on. She said later on, she's like, Genevieve took me for a ride. She drove me up and down the wall. Like, Genevieve, she was confusing me all. I didn't know what was happening. Why are you saying this? Why would I vote for you if you're admitting that Genevieve had you spinning in circles? If you're admitting that you just told everybody what Sam said after he gave you accurate, viable information? Like, you look crazy. Silly. You look silly. You look like you don't know what's going on. You look like you're in the clouds. Like, I would not view this positively. And it's like, they're not really thinking of that. And I don't get it. But we move. So Sam is mad. Sam is like, look, I told y'all the truth. Genevieve idol was fake. If you want Genevieve out, vote Genevieve out. If you really, y'all keep talking all this shit about Genevieve game. If y'all want Genevieve out, vote Genevieve out. The idol was fake. Period.
Like, hold on, calm down.
He put it on the floor.
I wanted to be Sam so bad. I was so frustrated.
You wanted Sam to go?
I did. Yeah.
We needed mothers in Final Four. We really did. I'm telling you, we did. So at this moment, Tini whispers to Rachel, and put a pin in this, because now that I'm thinking about what Tini tweeted, it doesn't make sense, because why would you whisper to Rachel? Ooh. But Tini whispers to Rachel and it's like, maybe we should just vote Genevieve. And and Rachel was like, I don't think we should, because it might ricochet back on you. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, okay, they're voting Sam. They're trying to be safe to make sure that Tini can stay, and that if they can't hit Genevieve, at least they hit a target, which is Sam and not Tini. No shade, Tini's not a target. So they have this plan to all vote Sam. That's what I'm thinking. Mm-hmm. We get to the votes. And Genevieve goes home, and Sam got 2 votes. When they reveal them, Tini and Genevieve were the votes for Sam, which means Rachel and Sue either blatantly lied in Tini's face and was just voting Genevieve. And when Rachel whispered to Tini to continue to vote Sam, it was because she lied, or they had a plan going in.
Well,
but it doesn't make sense because Tini
already, from what it seemed like, voting Sam. Yeah. Basically for that reason, to have someone else to get a vote. And then I guess hearing the people at Tribal, she wanted to switch it up, like, because wasn't she saying that that we shouldn't just vote Genevieve. I can't remember what she was saying.
She said, "Let's just vote out Genevieve," which indicates she thought Sam was going home.
Yeah,
which means you didn't know what was going on. But we saw from Twitter that Teeny tweeted, "I knew Rachel and Sue were voting Genevieve. I just wanted to vote that way for insurance." But her sentence doesn't make sense. Scott Corbin says, "Why nobody give a damn when Sue played that idol?" You know what's crazy? I was telling Lee, I was like, if I was in the jury and Sue played that idol, I wouldn't give a fuck.
Bro, that idol made no noise.
It looked like
it did. The way it happened wasn't even iconic. Jeff was in the middle of saying, "Okay, I'll read the Jeff."
Actually, I just want to play this idol for myself.
And I'll play it for myself.
Like you didn't even eat. Like you didn't eat. And I was telling me, I was like,
and she thought she ate. You know she thought she ate that shit.
I was like, she should do the Marianne thing and just save it so she has something to say at Final Tribal Council. No shade, but what could Sue really say? And I was like, at least that'll give her something. But even then, it's like, I don't even think I would have been gagged at Final Tribal Council either. Like, Sue just wouldn't be getting my vote. No shade. It would be Rachel. It would be Genevieve or Rachel.
Bro,
if it can't be one of them.
I remember her walk up to Jeff. Girl, you should have just kept that as a souvenir, mama. Like,
no, literally, like Marianne did. Like, I don't know. I can't.
That's hilarious.
I can't. But so boom.
Marianne was so nasty. Didn't she not play hers because someone used their idol on her, or did they just keep her in?
They used their idol on her.
And it's like, gag, mama. Gag.
Marianne eats like.
I need to go watch her end game again because when I tell you, ooh, that was a nasty end game for my sister.
She ate that up.
She really striked when she needed to. And bitches, like, I think people just don't understand when the right moment it happened. There's people who really do not understand when the right moment is, and she really took a chance when she needed to.
So now we have our final four. We have 2 Gata members. We have 1 Tuku and we have 1 Lavo.
Period.
So boom, pretty even. Pretty cute. This is final four. Like I said, I'm not gagging. Rachel's the only icon here for me.
The only. And if Rachel doesn't win, like I said, I'm never covering Survivor again.
Amen.
Sam can easily still win here as long as he can somehow get Rachel out of final four. But it's not a vote. So
I see either Rachel or Sam winning. It's the final 3, so one of them will make it. But my thing is Rachel has won 3 immunities, which means if she wins the next one, she wins the game. And she would likely win the next one because I
hope she wins it too, because that's gonna tie her with the most immunity wins for women.
That's true, and that would and it would be the first in the new era because no one has made that record for women in the new era
or men.
Really, that's eat. So yeah, Rachel would eat, and that's the thing. Rachel is the best at fire. Teeny said it all episode. Even if, because there's not a vote, which I find stupid, even if Rachel doesn't win, she could just win fire and win the game, which is stupid. Like I love that for my mother, but I just wish it would be a vote. But we move.
She's probably definitely winning immunity. My mama. It would be such a gag if Sue wins and take her as well, because she was not Sue's original closest ally, and it just shows how well her social game is that she was able to make a new ally that took her to final 3 to lose.
That would be iconic as fuck. All right, Lee. Speaking of Sue,
okay,
we had Sue and Chop last episode.
I mean, these were a good 2 episodes for her. I like that she was in on the plan with Rachel. She wasn't a target for either one of the rounds. I mean, why would she be a target? No shade. I don't think she should be in Chop. I think Child would be okay, but I want to be generous and say mid.
I think
she's probably definitely going to top 3.
Okay, she's definitely going to top 3 because she's definitely losing.
Yes.
So part of me wants to say Child. Do I care enough? I think I could put her in mid.
I really don't think I care enough.
We could put her in
but I would say I'm trying to be nice, because I will say
I'm trying to be real.
I remember this episode, especially when she was working with Rachel, why I liked Sue. I was like, okay,
that's true. I agree. She was fun. She did good. This was a good episode for her. I feel like she went along with Rachel for sure. Next is Teeny. Teeny isn't moving. I don't see reason for Teeny to move. Teeny was left out of 2 votes again. Has never voted on the right side in her life. Well, maybe for the presidency. Well, shit, this year maybe not.
Hopefully, child.
Well, this year maybe not, and that's the issue because she probably voted Kamala. So we're here.
Oh my god!
Teeny has been on the wrong side of the vote since Survivor 47 was airing. It's real bad. It's a chop. Somebody said they need something less than a chop. I do agree.
Get off Teeny, y'all. Get
Real
off
bad.
Teeny.
Next is Sam.
I am interested because I feel like Teeny could be in top 3, and I want to see what she would argue to the jury.
You know what? I agree with that. I do want to see what she would argue to the jury. More than I would want to see what Sue would argue. I feel like Sue would say she's not actually 45 and that's it. No shade. I would be more interested in what Teeny has.
Sue's plea is gonna, I think, very much that. It's gonna give, I'm actually 50-something. I came out here. I found me an idol. I won individual immunities. I was never a target. Oh no.
I hope so. Shout out to HFG. Thank you.
Oh, make it rain.
There you go. The girls was asking why is Sam in Mother? Now, last episode, Sam wasn't in Mother at first. We have bumped him up because of the iconery. And it was his involvement with the plan, the biggest plan of the season, biggest move of the season. He did influence that by taking them on the journey. We had our reasons. It was kind of for fun.
And it was kind of like they were all in on Operation Italy, and then Rachel stayed like the mother she is. So it's like we got to give them their 10s. Y'all gotta give people their 10s on the night they deserve their 10s. It may only be for that night.
Yeah, I agree. But honestly, I don't think I'm moving him down that much, me personally, because if Rachel doesn't win immunity, Sam probably will win immunity. If Rachel doesn't win the fire, Sam will probably win the fire because it's basically 2 challenges. The one that Rachel doesn't win, I'm assuming Sam could win because he's going against 2 people who haven't won anything all season. So I'm like, okay, if Rachel doesn't win, Sam can win. And Sam is also the next best person for the jury vote, in my opinion. I think Sam could win the jury vote over Sue over Teeny. Rachel kind of hinted that she would vote Sam. Rachel and Genevieve talked, and they were like, if one of us mothers isn't in the final, who are we voting? And they said Sam, and they agreed to it. So it's like, he has the second best chance of winning. To me, it's Camp. I don't know. Now, this episode,
Camp for sure.
This episode, was it bad for him? Not really. Genevieve went home. That's not him. He wanted Genevieve to go home, and he helped influence that.
I will say the Andy vote, it could have been him if Andy just didn't have that conversation with her like an idiot. It probably definitely would have been him. And that's like my only neg. But like we're going into top 4. He's still here, and he has the second best chance of winning.
So. Yeah. And I'm glad Sam won nothing. Oh, Sam hasn't won anything? He hasn't. Sue has.
Queen.
Either way, we'll see. But yeah, and I did like his performance in the second half of him making sure people knew Genevieve's idol was fake, kind of throwing her under the bus. That was cute. So Camp for me. Sorry, y'all. Andy, that's still my mother.
Andy.
But
and
I
will say, what's so crazy is that it's literally he put his own foot in his mouth because I believe it was Brown Charlie asked in the chat, like, was Operation Italy a bad move for Andy in retrospect? I was gonna say yeah, but now that I'm thinking about it, no, he would not have went home this round if he just didn't say what he said to Rachel. He could have pulled off Operation Italy, literally stayed this week, and been in a position in top 4 where it's like, I mean, I don't know, Rachel, we could be looking over here at Genevieve because Genevieve is still a big threat. If Genevieve is there at top 4, it's like, oh, she may have to go. Like there's so many other things that could have happened. It's like he really just put his foot in his mouth and fucked himself up.
I agree. And that's kind of what sucks with Andy. He's his own worst enemy, I feel. And that's kind of why he can't stay kind of high for me. He did this to himself. He wasn't even going home from what we saw, and then he still went home because of what he did. And it's like, even if Operation Italy was good, it's kind of like he probably would have fucked something else up. Even if he didn't fuck this up, I'm wondering, like, would he have fucked it up at the next vote, at Final 5? Like, he is his own worst enemy. So for me, I got to put him down to like, child, I'm sorry. This wasn't a good episode for him.
I'm fine. I'm honestly fine with it.
It just wasn't. He got himself out of the game. So, gotta do what we gotta do.
Yeah.
Next is Mother Vive. I mean,
y'all, I don't want to drop her.
But this is the thing. She won him. She was the target, and she won immunity the first half of the episode. That's still a part of the episode. Killed that part. That was a Mother episode for her. She stayed. People still thought she had her idol. She was still safe going into Final 5. She avoided the vote, and then we moved into the next episode. Now,
She got taken out.
She had to win immunity to stay. She's become this big threat. That has been her fault this whole time. But even the way she went, it's like the way a mother would. She almost stayed damn near.
Literally, though.
It's the way a mother would. She left as a mother.
She left as a mother. So, I mean, should Andy be leaving as a mother?
No. Next is Rachel. Rachel is at the top. She's still going to be at the top. She's been at the top of this game. She bodied this 2 episodes. I was telling Lee, the reason they split this final up is because they had to show how Rachel ate, and ate. And they needed to make sure that they were both considered the final because she's been eating since this round, since this episode. She literally bodied. She really bodied. They want me to reevaluate Andy. What is there to say?
Okay, where?
He was only in the first half of the episode. So if we're basing what happened in the first half of the episode, Sam was the vote. He made Rachel change the vote to him, and he went home.
It's honestly not a good. It's not a good look. Like overall, yes, he would be higher.
And this is an overall, yeah.
This is an overall. And I will say, if that's the case, why is Genevieve a mother?
She won the immunity the first round. Andy didn't win the immunity the first round, did he?
But Andy got idled out.
And he got idled out.
Had to be used.
The idol had to be used. Andy did get idled out. That's true. So
DSP said reevaluate the chop because he played him.
I just feel like because but that's the thing. He only got idled out because he made Rachel want to take him out. Y'all, I'm sorry. If there's a round where the person literally causes themselves to be going home and they weren't going home the whole rest of the episode, I'm sorry. I can't do more than child.
I agree. I just feel like it
love him. We need to do overall.
Outside looking in, I can see how it's like, how is Genevieve and mother, but Andy and child. But
we'll do an overall for it. We'll do an overall because
you keep saying that we didn't do that last time, so
I know, but we need to this time because I feel bad
because that's 18 people. That's why I'd be hesitant because I'm like, I don't remember Kashan. I don't remember a lot of these people. Maybe we should just do jury.
Let's just do jury then. We'll figure it out. We'll come up with something because I do feel bad leaving Andy out of the game on the child, but it's like he played like a child, and I would say Genevieve's the mother because she won immunity. He didn't do that. And she didn't get herself out of the game the round she went home. Sorry. Hate to say it. Hope I don't sound ridiculous.
Yeah. And yeah, this rating is supposed to be just for the episode. Of course, we have our own biases. We listen to y'all sometimes too. But it's supposed to be just for the episode. I guess we should start doing an overall one. It's just for me, I'm like, I don't be remembering half of the people, most of the people before merge. So if we do it, let's try it in the finale. And do everyone post merge because I can do that. I can find a category for them. I really can't do that pre-merge because no shame.
I do agree. They were like we should do overall the week they leave. We do that with Big Brother. Yeah, we do give them an overall rating the week they leave with Big Brother. I just feel like it looks weird to have everybody else the weekly rating in it. Oh well, we do that with Big Brother.
Yeah.
Well, shit. I guess maybe we should.
Benny said no Asia, no shade. Asia went home second. I mean, what we gonna say about Asia? I mean, she's my mother.
Right. Like, she's my mother. But anybody who went home pre-jury to me is automatically a chop.
Maybe we should just put her up there. That's what she gonna go. That's the real gang. It's just gonna be mother anyway.
Yeah.
Look at Jonathan. Think about it, child. Look, I don't remember them. This season started before
I do remember. I did like Hassan, though.
I don't know what's happening with them.
How many people are pre-merged? 5?
5 or 6, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember them. Girl, we'll think about it, y'all. Shit, y'all gotta convince us. I don't know. No age. I'm like, sorry. Anyways, let's go to the drafts. We're still even, y'all. I have Rachel and Teeny, and you have Sam and Sue.
Well,
if I don't win,
and that's the gag, you have 2 of your top 3 picks. You picked them early.
Top 3 picks. I don't know what happened with Asia. She really should still be here, but it's okay. My top 3 picks.
Yeah, girl.
All mothers.
2 draft wins in a row. 2
draft
wins in a row.
How many did you have? Like since we started
podcasting? Let me see.
I got a lot to. I still got a lot to go, y'all.
It's not giving reminding people. Oh Lord. So before you had your first win, I had 10. So okay, it's going to be 10 to 2.
Okay, I can catch up.
You can catch up.
Yeah, all I need is 8 more. I could get 3, but that's the thing. Saying it like that sounds crazy, but I could get 3 next year if I win both Survivors and Big Brother.
And that would be
So,
nasty.
so that would be
Big Brother Canada's gone now, child. So you have less chances.
That's true. I could have got 4.
Some of the people be requesting us to draft the traitors. I don't know about that one only because the game is so
undraftable. How the fuck I'm gonna draft the traitors? In my mind,
you could, but like,
yeah, I don't like the idea because I don't know who's a traitor and who's a faithful, and I feel like that would influence me, but I wouldn't know, or I guess I would know. Would we draft? No, we would draft with the cast, right? Yeah, we know the cast.
Yeah,
I wouldn't like. Yeah, it's a little harder. Do it for fun. We don't do anything for fun, baby.
Oh, Tudor says, would you draft for Australian Survivor? I didn't even think about that because it isn't Survivor season. Does it have preseason press? Like, I feel like with Survivor, the main reason why we do it is because we get hella preseason press.
Yeah.
Like, that's why, like, that's what makes drafting fun to me, being able to get information about them before they go in. I don't like the idea of just drafting blind.
I agree. Like Big Brother and Survivor, we do because they have interviews, they have bios, they have video information. So it's like we can really get into it. But some of these other girls, we can get into it.
Oh, NA says Drag Race. Drag Race would be cute.
Drag Race will be cute. That would just be fun and fresh, I will say. And we could do that like after the first episode. They'd be having non-eliminations anyways. No shade. No. We'll think about it, y'all. Y'all trying to have us redo all of these people? Y'all trying to have us draft? Nah, I'm playing.
Okay. Australia does do a press circuit. Okay, we'll look into it then for sure.
We'll look into
it. Especially because I saw that they may do AU versus the world first. If they do that first, we may need to for real because they said that's going to be a good nasty season. And of course, we know Serene Poverty is on there.
Yeah.
So we'll be here, mama.
I will say we got to be careful with Australia because no shade, I've gotten some spoilers. And when I get spoilers, I can't draft because it's like I already know. Yeah. Well, I mean, I could, but I would win.
Not the original season, though. So, maybe for the original season.
Yeah. So, boom, here we are. All right, y'all. That was part 1 of the finale. We ate that up. We'll be back for part 2 of the finale next week on Wednesday to see Rachel win. And boom, that's it. We've done with Big Brother. What was we doing? Rewind. And all we have is the challenge. We'll be covering the challenge tomorrow, y'all. So tune in tomorrow for the challenge coverage. That'll be 2 or whatever. If you haven't got into Reality Rewind, get into Reality Rewind. We made a post on our YouTube. We made a post on our Twitter, on our Instagram. So check out Reality Rewind. We will be covering a old reality show in January. We've been posting a few little hints about what we'll be covering. So if you want to get into that. It's going to be a fun time. And I think some of y'all will like the show. Some of y'all might not. Some of y'all might. Some of y'all will love it. Some of y'all will hate it. Get into it though. Okay.
Regardless, we're going to gag together, hopefully.
Period. And thank you for keeping it real with the kingdom, baby. We out.
We're out.